Hey y'all, what's going on? This is Jesse Bose from the 19th hole. I've got the Skyline Cup Tournament rookie playthrough here. This is going to be holes 1 through 9, and it's going to be me playing the holes with commentary. We'll talk about club selection, ball type, elevation changes, and all kinds of good stuff. I'm going to try to show you several different ways to play some of these holes. I do feel like there are more than one route, and sometimes, one person may like one route, another person may like a different type of route. It just depends on what kind of style you play the game. And I think it's important for you all to know some of the extra options as well, instead of just one clear cut, you got to play it this way or else type of deal. So we're going to go ahead and get started with hole number 1 in just a second. Alright y'all, we got hole number 1 here. This is a par 4, plus 10% for the elevation change. You can play this several different ways. You can play it to the left side trying with the big topper. It's definitely possible. And or you can play it short to the right and set up yourself for a Goliath shot here. In this video we're going to be playing to the right side short. The main thing is to make sure that you are safe with your drive and you put it in a good position to set yourself up for a second shot with the Goliath. And don't forget a plus 10% elevation change here. We're going downhill. So let's see what we got here. I have the quarterback and I have the Viper in here. So this is what the backspin with the quarterback looks like. Not enough. So we do need to go down to the Viper, and we'll use the Viper here instead. We'll go with 3 backspin here for the Viper. And then we will make our adjustment 10%. So we'll play this one like 3.8 with the Viper, which puts us about 1.9. Just about 2 rings of adjustment. We'll play 2 rings of adjustment here. A little tiny bit of right curl, and we hit it down here. You want enough backspin to stop the ball, but you do want to try to get up the fairway a little bit here. One less bar of backspin probably would have been sufficient for the shot. I do like to be up in between those first 2 shadows for my second shot. So we'll be right back for our second shot here in just a second. Alright, so we have our second shot here, as you can see, with the Goliath. We have 4.2 wind. Right about max distance. We're going to play this shot. Max left spin. Go with 3 backspin. We're just trying to take the edge of this ball guide over the fringe here, as you can see. And we'll play a 10%. So we'll play this one at 4.6 max with the Goliath is right about 2 rings of adjustment. So we'll do a 2-ring adjustment here and see if we can get this one to drop. Hit it great to the right. This one's definitely not going to fall, but we can still look at the length we have on it, and looks like we'd have been a little bit short even with the perfect hit. It would have been a little bit closer on line though with the hole for sure. So a little bit tiny, a little bit less backspin there. You really want that second hop to be somewhere right around the edge of that fringe area where the fairway meets the fringe. Alright, we got hole number 1 here. We're going to try to show you all the big topper shot to the left side to try to set ourselves up for a thorn shot. This will be a power curl shot here with the big topper. I'm not 100% sure it's necessary to use the power curl, but we're going to do it. We will go with a Titan ball. We're going to go with left spin and almost full top spin here. We're aiming this shot with the orange ring halfway into the bunker, as you can see, and now we're going to go 11 rings here. So we got 5, 10, and 11. This will be full curl, full overpower, and full slice. And as you're going to see, the ball's going to come in, hopefully hit, kick left, and stop ball. Okay, so we went through, but you can take a little bit of top spin off that shot. It's definitely plenty of distance there, and as you can see, it's definitely a possible shot. You can play it a little bit farther to the right side, landing zone wise, and you may get a little bit better of a bounce. It kind of depends on the spot on the fairway that you do hit. You may get a little bit flatter of a bounce, in certain areas than others. But it's definitely one way to play this hole, and it's definitely a possibility. If you can get the spins down correctly, you can have yourself a very nice thorn shot each time you do play the second shot. Even though here, We've got our razor here. It's not a terrible shot. Let's see what we can do here with the razor. We're going to go with a little backspin here. Play this slope. Hit a great left, so this one probably won't be in. Or will it? Ooh, that was close, even with the razor. But still sets you up for a pretty makeable chance right there. Alright, so we got hole number 2 here, par 3. We'll play this one with our backbone. And plus 10% for the elevation change. You can go with a Marlin, Navigator, or Quasar here for this hole. I think we're going to play this one with the Navigator here. Try to cut that wind down just a tiny bit. We're going to try 4 backspin, 2 right spin here for this shot and see how that works. Alright, so remember, plus 10% for the elevation change downhill. We're going to try 4 down, 2 right. So 4 down, we'll go 2.5 right. We'll just go with full, what we can do. Our shot's going to be up here. We're going to aim it left, 1 square to the left here. And now we're going to adjust for our elevation. We're going to do 3.4. So we'll do about 3.8 is 2.4 rings. We're playing this at max. Hit a great left. See what kind of a distance we had here on this shot. Tiny, well, it's hard to tell. I think it would have been a little bit short if we had hit it perfect. But you know, I do like that line right there with the 4 backspin and 2.25 right. Maybe back off that backspin just a little bit, maybe 3.5 backspin, and go with that 2.25 to the right. I do like aiming at that square just left of the hole as far as a line point. But we'll have to try that out again and hopefully hit a perfect on it. Alright, we got hole number 2 here, par 3. We'll play this one with a backbone and a Navigator ball. We'll go with 3.5 bars of backspin and as much right spin as we can hit with the Navigator, which is like 2.25. 10% here for this shot. We will play this one as it's 4.2 wind, so 2.6 rings will be our adjustment here. We want this shot to be lined up right there on that square to the left of the hole. 2.6 is our adjustment here for the wind. And we really just need to have a perfect shot here to be able to really get a good glimpse of this shot. We did hit it perfect there, so let's see what we have here. We can make adjustments from here if we have to. And, ooh, look at that. That is so close. That is so close and on line. Just a tad bit less backspin, and that one is in the hole. So, you know, we went 3.5, 3 bars of backspin, 2 and a click of right spin. I think the key to this shot is to line it up right there along the edge of that square to the left of the hole. If you go back and watch the shot, you know, there's a little bit of a square to the left of the hole. You want to line that shot up just perfectly along the edge of that line. And I think that's the aim point. And I think if you can do that and make your adjustment correctly with that plus 10%, I think you can drop this hole. Really do. So, all right, we'll see you on the next hole. All right, we got hole 3 here. This is a par 5. Play it 2 ways. You can go left or to right. We'll play it to the right with the quarterback, a different account. We'll play it to the left side here with our extra mile and a Titan ball on this account. Your second shot will be with the big dog. And I'll be right back. So for this first shot right here, you got to be very careful and pay attention to one main thing. You either want the ball to hop over the rough on the first hop, or the second hop, or you want to be able to judge your hops better. So like you want to see it to roll out like that right there. See, either full of power like that, or hop over 3 hops. So we're gonna play 3 hops here. 3.6. We're gonna play about 1.4 rings. And I'm going to put a little bit of right curl in the shot. We hit it perfect. This one should be one of those ones that hop over on the second hop. There you go. And that's how you play that shot. So just very, very careful on your drive to really be able to judge that bounce. If you can do that, you won't need to overpower the shot. If you do have a little bit lower level extra mile, then you will possibly need to overpower that shot somewhat. And it's very important to bring that big dog, because if you do hit the rough and you just roll out onto the fairway, you will need that big dog for your second shot to really give you a good chance at getting to the green in 2. So we're going to have our big dog for our second shot. And we'll see what kind of a topspin we're going to play here. I'm thinking like 2 to 3 bars of topspin will be good here for this shot. As you can see, we're going to be playing the shot at pretty much max here. So we'll play it with the yellow ring right there. Full right spin. We're going to go, I'm thinking 3 bars of topspin for this shot is going to be good. We're going to try 3 bars of topspin for this shot. 2.8, we'll play at 10%, so we'll play it right as it's 3 miles per hour. So 1.2 rings is going to be our adjustment here for this shot. Hit it perfect, max left spin, 3 top spin. Let's see how this one carries and if we need to change our spin at all here. Okay, 3 top spin, definitely a pretty good number, I would say. You know, you might want to, you know, try to aim that shot a little bit better towards the hole, but you know, when you're hitting big dogs, they don't have a whole lot of ball guide, so it's kind of tough to do that. So I'm happy with that shot. I think that's a shot that you can repeat. You know, you can be able to. It's a repetitive shot, so it's a shot that you can, you know, make it happen again. And I think if you make it happen enough times, I think you get the drop there eventually. So, all right, we'll see you all in the next hole. All right, so we got hole number 3 here. This is a par 5. We're going to show you how to play the ball to the right-hand side here with the quarterback. Full right spin, 2 top spin, aim the shot along the right-hand edge, adjust for the wind, and then we're going to use a good amount of curl. In the end here, you're going to see that we could have gone with a little bit more top spin and been safe. And also you can see, you know, we can afford to aim it a little bit farther off the edge of that rough line to kind of great-proof that shot left or to the right and be okay. This is definitely another way to play this hole if you don't want to play the shot straight to the left side with the extra mile. So for our second shot here, you're going to see we have a pretty straight on shot with the big dog, which is definitely one of the pluses of playing your shot to the right hand side, is the second shot that it leaves you with. Definitely a much better shot than the shot from the left hand side. Here it's a very straight on shot toward the pin, and you're going to play it much in the same way as we play the shot to the left side. We're playing this one with no spin whatsoever. We just aim this one as good as we can at the hole, adjusted for our wind, plus 10%, and then let it fly. From here you can see, you know, we could have gone with a little bit more topspin than we'd used, and then we could have been a little bit closer to the pin, but basically it's just aim as good as you can, hope for the albatross. Alright, we got hole 4 here. This is a par 3. We're going to play this one with backbone and a quasar ball. We will play this one at a plus 20% elevation change, so that means you need to add a plus 20% to whatever your wind total is for the shot. And we're going to use about 1.5 to 2 bars of backspin, 4.5 bars of right spin for this shot. Okay, so for our shot here we have 3.2 wind, so plus 20% is going to be about 3.8 miles per hour after we add our 20%. Full right spin, and we're going to go 1.5 backspin. We're going to set our shot up with the red line touching near the rough line. We do want the second bounce to be up near the fringe and fairway. And now we will adjust for our winds, 3.2. So 3.8 is what we're going to be looking at our adjustment. That's 2.4 rings, somewhere right about in there. Hit it perfect. We'll see how this one comes in. Will we need to use any curl or not? We'll find out soon. No, does not look like it. That's definitely a pretty good adjustment. Really close to falling in the hole for the ace right there. I don't believe I will, make any kind of adjustment as far as extra curl or adding curl goes to it. I think the 1.5 bars of backspin and the full right spin with the quasar is sufficient. I think it's just a matter of getting that shot perfectly lined up as far as the ball guide goes, pointing towards the to the hole, and playing the correct wind adjustment with that plus 20%. So hopefully y'all can take that information there and convert it to an ace for yourself. Alright, we're at hole number 5 here, par 4. We can play this one with the extra mile. You could probably use a quarterback if you wanted for this hole. And we're going to play this one with a power 3 Titan ball. We're going to try to fly past the island landing area and just go straight to the next fairway. You can still play this shot from the landing area on the island. If you do play extra mile, you'd play it at a mid-distance adjustment. If you're going to play it with the quarterback, you'd play at max distance adjustment. But you do want to make sure that your quarterback has enough topspin to get you, to that area for your second shot. And I would say you need at least 4 to 5 bars of topspin for your quarterback to be able to make that a usable club. Otherwise, go with the extra mile, play the power 3 ball, full topspin and left spin off the pad. But the way we're going to play it is we're going to play a full left spin and 1 bar of backspin. So you can see the way I play it that way. And we'll see where we can get with our shot here. As you see, we have plenty of room here. Full right spin, 1 back spin. You don't want to go too much. You don't want to go with the top spin because that will put us too far here on this one. We're using our full curl that we have if possible. We're going to go a little bit overpower, and we hit that one great left. That's not going to mess us up. We have plenty of fairway to work with here, as you can see, and that's going to run us up the fairway to a decent spot, and that should give us a pretty nice shot with our thorn. I would definitely say the farther left on that fairway you can be on your drive is the better. It's going to give you a little bit straighter of a shot into the green without having to worry about shooting over that bunker like my opponent is doing. Even myself, I may have to shoot over a part of that bunker. The best case scenario would be to the far left side of that fairway and be able to give yourself a straight on shot at the hole. But you do see we have a pretty nice tailwind for our second shot, so that's also definitely an added bonus here for this hole. And, oh, we hit the pole. But, a ball with more spin may be an idea here on this hole, maybe like a katana ball off the tee box, but at least, a Titan for sure, I would definitely say. So let's see what we have here. Max, min. So this is right about min. We're gonna play our shot right here, and we're gonna go with 2 backspin and just try to set this shot up as best as we can. A little bit of room for run out right there. So 4.4, 10%. We'll play this one 4.8. So 4.8 with our thorn is basically like 1.6. We'll play 1.6. Perfect hit. See how this one comes in. And just like that, you can get the eagle. I played that one at a mid adjustment. I felt like it wasn't quite min, but it wasn't quite mid. But I just went with the mid adjustment to be safe. With that 2 bars of backspin and that little extra distance, I felt that was the safer way to play that shot. And it's a pretty easy shot if you can hit the perfect shot. Put yourself in the position every time with that tailwind. And then, it's all about you hitting the perfect shot for that second shot, and you can drop the eagle. Alright, so we got hole 5 here, par 4. We're going to try this one with the quarterback this time. The previous time we used the extra mile. This time we're going to use the quarterback. We're going to play the same type of shot where we try to fly the shot over the island straight to the next fairway. We're going to be using a Titan ball here. We're going to use full left spin, and we're going to back off on this this backspin a little bit here. We don't have quite enough topspin, I don't think, to play the shot off the island, but we can play the shot over the island here. So full left spin and we're going to have to overpower the shot with curl. Remember, 100% accuracy allows you to be, off on your tee shot and still be okay. We don't use the full topspin because we do want to stay about mid-range for our thorn. That's a pretty good, consistent spot to be, it seems like. So here we are, second shot here. As you see, we have our thorn once again. We will be playing this like we played it the last time at about mid-range here. We'll put our 2 bars of backspin on this shot. Once again, we're going to aim it, about 1 square short of the hole, and then we will adjust for our mid-range thorn here with an extra 10%. So we're adjusting this one as it's like 2.7. So it's just a little bit over 1 ring for our adjustment here. We hit this one perfect, and again, just like last time, we're going to get the eagle with the nice roll. So extra mile, quarterback, both work. We got hole 6 here, par 5. You can play this one left or to the right side. If you play it left, you're basically taking yourself out of chance for the albatross. You play it to the right side, you give yourself a chance for the albatross. I believe we're all here to try to win, so I would say play to the right side. I'm going to be playing with the extra mile. And a katana ball, you could go with a Titan ball for sure, or even a Kingmaker here. You do want the side spin is most important. And I'm going to go 3.5 bars of topspin on this shot here. I'm going to set my shot up here with the red ring about halfway into the rough. And now we're going to adjust for our wind, 4.5. We'll play this one at 4.7. We're going to add just a tiny bit of extra to it. So 2 rings, just a little bit of under 2 rings for our adjustment. And we do want to play our full curl possibilities here for this shot. Don't have a whole lot, but we want to use what we can use here. We are using the full right spin, and you see our ball still gets very close to that edge of the left rough, but that's why you want that extra spin on your shot. The only way to really safeguard yourself a little bit extra right there is to play that shot a little bit closer to the right rough line on that landing spot. So instead of halfway, with the red ring halfway into the rough, you would have to play the edge of your yellow ring right there at the edge of the rough line. And to me, kind of danged if you don't, danged if you do. If you hit it wrong, you don't hit the perfect shot, you definitely have a chance of messing up the drive. But it's just, to play to your strength. And if you have a driver with more curl than I had with the extra mile 5, then you definitely be fine. But if you do have an extra mile 5 or below, then you do have to actually start looking at cutting that shot a little bit closer to the edge of the rough line than I did on my drive. So as you see here, we got plenty of room here. We're going to play this one at mid. We'll go with 3 bars of backspin here and just try to line this sucker up as best as we can here with this shot. We're going to subtract. We're going to play this one at 2 miles per hour. We're going to subtract 10% for this shot. So right at about 0.7 of a ring. It's really tough to judge that. Not much of an adjustment at all. Hit it great to the right, so this one will be off a little bit, but we can still look and see the speed. Even then, we came in a little bit quick, a little bit hot than what I would have liked to see, but it still sets you up for a really nice eagle shot right there. But just like any other shot, you got to hit it perfect, or you don't really have a chance. If you hit it great and you still make it, then you got lucky. So we went 3 backspin. I would definitely ramp that up to 4 backspin if you have the distance for your second shot available to you. But if you don't, definitely do not take a risk of having to land that shot into the rough there on that bounce. Always make sure that you have enough, forward spin on that shot to get it to land on that fairway section. For me, 4 backspin would have been perfect, but for you, it may be only 3 backspin depending on where your drive lands. I was pretty close to the end of that fairway on my drive. All right, catch you on the next hole. All right, so here we are. We're going to play this one with the quarterback this time. See how it plays out. We got the Titan ball here. We'll go full right spin, 3 top spin here. You see, it looks like we have the distance for sure. The only difference between this and the extra mile is going to be the amount of curl that we can use. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put the edge of our red line right there along the edge of the rough here. We'll adjust about 4.5 rings here for the wind, and then as you see, we're going to go with a good amount of curl to the right hand side. What you're going to soon see quickly is this is actually a beautiful shot, and it's a great way to play this hole. I would definitely take off at least one bar of topspin from what I use, to go with full right spin and 2 bars of topspin instead of the 3 bars of topspin that I played. But if you do have the quarterback and you're looking for a different play than the extra mile, maybe you don't feel like your extra mile has enough curl and you keep just flirting with that left rough, then that would definitely be an idea for you. So extra mile play, quarterback play, no matter which way you slice it, you got to go to the right side to get that albatross chance. So good luck to y'all, and hopefully y'all can knock it down. Alright, y'all, we got hole number 7 here, par 3. I'm going to play this one with the backbone. I'm going to show you the route from the left fairway side. We did show you the Saturn shot from the right edge of the green, so we're going to show you the backbone shot this time. We will be playing this one with a plus 10% elevation change. We're playing with the Quasar ball. And as far as our spin goes, we're going to go about 2 bars of backspin, max right spin, and we are going to have to use a little bit of curl for this shot. That's kind of the reason why I try to shy away from this shot, is because of the extra curl you have to use. I like to try to keep things as simplified as possible. And when you start adding in curl to the equation, sometimes that's just an extra thing that you have to do. But this is definitely one way you can play this hole if you don't have the backspin to play the shot in the middle or to the right side. So we're going to show you this way as well. So backbone, 10%, 2 down, max right spin is the way we're going to play this one with the Quasar. So max right spin, 2 down. We will be playing this shot here with just over the edge here, trying to get this shot perfect. I think this is about where we want to play it, right down in here. Okay, so we need to make our adjustment here, 2.7. So that's about 2 rings. And we do need to play about half a ball of curl. Hit it perfect. Let's see how this one comes in. Pretty close right there. I do want you to keep in mind that, when you do set the shot up, your ball guide's not going to be pointed straight at the hole. And that's the reason why we do have to add that extra curl into the shot. You have to use that curl to kind of direct that ball towards the hole. It is important that you do play the correct curl amount for that shot. And, we went with 2 backspin, full right spin. And I think you just use the edge of I think it's the blue ring. It's pretty close to the edge of that rough line for that shot. So, alright, catch you all in the next hole. We got hole 8 here, par 4. Man, this is probably the toughest hole in the course. A hole where you're going to see a lot of people probably get a par if they don't get their drive correct. I do have another quick video that I will show you on this hole where I play a power curl shot, and it worked out pretty well. For this video, though, I'm just going to show you kind of a safe shot to play, and it's going to be the extra mile. We're going to try to set ourselves up for a second shot with the big dog. We will go with a Titan ball here for that extra power for the second shot. And, off the tee box, we'll play a plus 10% elevation change. We're going to go 2 topspin and max left spin. Definitely want to be very careful with the amount of topspin you use for this shot, because you can run long, on this hole. So 2 topspin, even that may be too much. But we're going to play our shot right here. We want it to land right about in here. As you can see, we got a nice ball guide there through the middle. And that's what we want. So 4.4 with our plus 10% is going to be 1.7 rings. So we're going to move up here, and then we're going to come back 1.7 rings. And we're just going to hit this one regular. Hopefully hit it perfect. We do. And let's see right here. Sometimes you will catch a small type of a glitch on the fairway here. And stop ball. And as you see, 2 topspin. Even 2 topspin was way too much right there for that shot. We may have been okay if we did not push up into overpower and then draw it back. But even doing that, you know, it would have been so close. I would probably definitely suggest going with, you know, about 1 bar of topspin on that shot just to be safe. And then you will not push into overpower when you do adjust for that shot. You'll just go to the edge of power, you'll adjust back for your wind, and then you'll play your shot. But I will show you on my other video the way to play the power curl shot, where we get all the way through into the next area of fairway. So let's see what we have here for our second shot. You know, most likely we will be just laying this shot up here towards the edge of the fairway. I'll go with 1 topspin here. Just trying to set ourselves up for a chance to make the little chip here. And it's not a terrible chip from up here at the front of the fairway, but it's definitely not a position that you want to be in on this hole, because this is a hole that you just want to make sure you get your birdie for sure and move on to the next hole. And we're definitely making it a little bit more difficult on ourselves than we would like. But as you see, my opponent is in a much similar situation as well. You know, what we would like to be doing is playing with our big dog. You'll play about 1 to 2 bars of topspin. You'll bounce that second bounce off the middle part of the ridge in front of the hole, and you know, you'll be sitting with a putt, kind of like where he's at right now for your birdie. So let's see what we got. We got our Firefly in. Max, pretty much max, I would say. Yeah, we'll play this one at max. We were going to play our max backspin, which is not a whole lot on the Firefly. So 3.6 with our Firefly is going to be right about 1.3 rings. So we do have a nice straight tailwind at our back. 1.3 rings, and we'll see how we can get this one. Hit it perfect. And looks like we're going to drop it. Good little birdie save right there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to show you the perfect drive, but you know, sometimes it's important to see what a messed up drive looks like and how you can recover from a botched drive. And you know, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen, but to be able to see how you can get yourself out of it, put yourself in a position to make the next shot to salvage the hole, is definitely just as important as hitting the perfect drive and the perfect second shot. So, all right, I'm going to show you all the power curl shot here in a second, and then I may play another account and try to get you all an actual good drive on this hole so you can see the second shot with the big dog. So, all right, we'll see you all in just a second. All right, so we're going to be trying the power curl shot here for this hole number 8, par 4. This is definitely another method you could use if you want to try to get a little bit more aggressive here on the shot here. Extra mile 5 and quasar ball, full left spin, 1 top spin for the extra mile 5 with 11 rings for the power curl shot. And golfclashnotebook.io, if you go to the power curl slice section, there is a chart that tells you how many rings you need to move for your driver and whatever you use. So we judged off the middle of the target for our landing position for our wind, and then we added our 11 rings for our power curl shot. And as you see, we have a nice bounce here, and this one's going to work out pretty well for us. And it's definitely a much more dangerous shot than playing the conservative drive, but if you can convert it, then you're able to like possibly use a better wood, you know, one that might have a little bit better ball guide and a little bit better control, you know, as opposed to like the big dog. So you can see my shot here with the Viper. We have a pretty nice shot here. We want to, we're playing this one at min Viper. We want our shot to hit right there on the edge of the that ridge and then bounce up to the green. So we're going to go with a little bit of right spin here. And we just need to aim this shot as best as we can towards the hole. Go about 1 bar of adjustment for the wind and hit it perfect. See what it does. There's that bounce nicely on the hill, roll it up to the green, and very close for the eagle drop. So that is the power curl shot, and the type of second shot that you can see if you can execute that power curl shot to section. Alright, we got hole 8 here, par 4. Definitely a very tough hole. We played this hole before. We hit too much topspin. We went into the bunker or the rough. We showed you how to convert that rough shot into a birdie still. We did play a power curl shot on this hole as well. And now I'm going to hopefully show you all how to play it a little bit more conservatively and keep yourself out of trouble and give yourself a decent second chance shot at getting it to the green and hopefully in the hole, possibly albatross, but most likely a birdie. But the most important thing here is to try to show you a conservative way to play this hole safely. And what we're going to do here is we're going to we're going to back off that top spin here. We're going to go to 1 bar of top spin, max left spin. We will play a 10% elevation change for the shot, and we will not be aiming into overpower for this shot. So full left, 1 top spin here, and we want to aim the shot down the middle of the fairway as best as possible. And now we will adjust for our wind. We'll adjust as if it's 2.5 with that plus 10%. So we're going to go just about 1 ring here, 1 ring. And let's see how this one turns out. This one should be okay. Hit it perfect. We definitely should not roll through. And as you see, the 1 bar of topspin is definitely the perfect amount of topspin. 2 topspin puts you so close to the edge or even in the rough like you saw in one of my previous videos. So for our second shot here with the big dog, play a 10% here. So we'll play this one as it's 4 miles per hour wind. Max here. We're going to go with 1 top spin here, left spin, 3 bars of left spin, and we want to bounce this shot right here, in the edge of the. Let's see if we can aim this one as best as we can here. It's going to be a tough shot. So 4 is right about 1.6 rings. So that's going to be our adjustment here. We do want that second bounce to be right there into the middle part of that area. As you see, even came in a little bit hot still, even with just 1 bar of topspin. So from that position right there, you probably could have played it with 0 topspin. The most important thing though is for that second hop to hit in the middle of that slope before the green. If you don't hit on the middle of that slope and you hit too high up, your ball will roll through the green into the rough or the bunker. You definitely don't want to do that. So we're going to go with, we should have gone with about no topspin there for that shot. We'll see what my opponent is doing here. He's found himself in Goliath range. Oh, great left. It's going to be short. Nope, he made it. Good shot. Alright, we got hole number 9 here, par 5. We're going to play this one with the extra mile, the big dog, and a Titan ball. We will check out kind of the blast shot here with an extra mile 5. So, if you do want to use a berserker here, you could even use a Titan ball if you wanted to. But a berserker would definitely make this shot much, much, much easier if you wanted to try to blast it here. Use some top spin and left spin, and you really just want to overpower that shot to the larger area of that next fairway section. We're going to play this one short and conservative with full top spin, full left spin. We'll play a plus 25% elevation change as well, in addition to the wind that we already have. So we will make our adjustment for this shot right about 2 rings. And we're not going to play any kind of curl on this shot here. We will be playing a big topper shot next in another video for you all to see that as well. So we hit the drive nicely here going up the fairway, and that's going to be in a good position for our second shot with the big dog, which is the driver, the wood club that I would definitely recommend you bring for this hole in rookie. It's definitely, plays a good distance here just because of the lack of distance that we have on a lot of our clubs here in lower levels. As you can see with the big dog, we're going to go with full right spin here for the shot. We do go with, I think, 3 bars of topspin. That was a mistake. Should have gone with an extra bar of topspin. As you're going to see, as a result, we are going to hit and not quite go as far as we wanted to go. We do kind of catch the rough right there a tiny bit, but we will have a third shot here for the possible eagle. So as you can see, it's a fairly straight tailwind, not too difficult of a shot. We're going to try to straighten out that ball guide as best as we can. I'm going to aim left of the left edge of the pin here. We do kind of have a left to right slope on the green, so we definitely want to play that slope on this hole. And as you see, we sink it for the eagle. So I'll be right back in just a second, and I'm going to show you all the play on the same hole, but except using a big topper instead. Alright, we got hole 9 here. We're going to play this one with the big topper and the big dog. So I'll show you all a little big topper shot here. You got to remember plus 25% for your elevation change here on the drive is very important. If you do want to go with an extra mile and use a berserker ball or something like that, you can definitely power over all of the mess and put yourself pretty far up the fairway. Let's see what this big topper shot looks like here. 25% is about, we'll play 5.2. So 5.2 miles per hour is about 1.7 rings. We're going to use a little bit of left curl for this shot. Get it perfect. This one should be good and pretty far up the fairway. The extra topspin really helps here on this shot, but you do got to hit it perfect. If you're unable to hit it perfect, it's definitely could put you in some trouble. But at 342 yards with the big topper, that was a big topper 3. We will be in a very nice shot position for our second shot. If you can get yourself up to that position, then you can start thinking about bringing a different wood for this shot, like the sniper or even the Guardian, and not having to rely on that extra power of the big dog, which is, it's nice because then you can start being a little bit more accurate and really going for that albatross on this second shot a little bit more. So let's see what we have here. I do have the big dog in, so let's see what position it puts us in here at 342 yards on the drive. Alright, so we have the ability to almost go over all that mess, but we're not going to. We're just going to land it right up here. At the top, we're going to use right spin here. We're going to go 2 bars of backspin, and we're going to just kind of try to stop this ball down there on the green. So 3.2 is 3.2. We're going to play it right at 3. So 1.2 rings. We're going to take away a little bit of wind here because we are going uphill. And we don't need to do anything for this shot right here. Just hit it straight and perfect. Let's see how this one comes in. Coming in a little bit quick for my liking, but it's going to be a very, very short chip for the eagle. So there is the positives of going with the big topper compared to the extra mile. And that's if you don't want to waste a berserker ball. Do remember, with a berserker ball, you could definitely take your extra mile, 5 and plus, and just bomb it down that fairway. But keep in mind that does still require a pretty accurate tee shot. Thank you all for joining me for this playthrough for the Skyline Cup Tournament. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and hopefully you all learned a thing or two. Good luck to you all in the qualification and the opening round, and hopefully the weekend round as well. Y'all take care. Have a good day. God bless.